everybody, it's me Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another video. Don't worry, I've got more game reviews coming down the pipeline, but I still wanted to give you some sort of content. And this is really kind of funny because I've been playing around with AI generation, and most people say that's evil, you shouldn't, but you know what, you can't get rid of it. The AI is not going anywhere, and you might want to make friends with the AI, so when it actually gets sentient and takes over the world, it chooses you to keep as a pet in its human zoo. But all jokes aside, I was trying to break the algorithm of these AI generated characters to see what could you possibly make if it would be able to actually generate these. So I came up with a couple ideas that I fed into the system, and this is what spit out. First of all, I decided, what if the band Limp Bizkit were enjoying a bunch of hamburgers while a crowd behind them were throwing French fries covered in ketchup? What would it look like? And it came up with this. Now, that one actually turned out pretty decent. Doesn't quite look like Limp Bizkit, but still, it's pretty creepy how it actually gets this. So I'm like, let me try something a little bit cute. How about a photorealistic kitten wearing a leather jacket, riding a motorcycle, jumping through a flaming hoop at a circus? And it came up with this. And I'm just like amazed at how well it actually works. So I'm like, okay, what if the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were on the moon smoking cigars, playing Frisbee? And I also thought, okay, let's do something a little bit darker. What if the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles went to attack and kill Stevie Wonder, who was in a wheelchair at the hospital? What would that look like? And this is what it came up with. And I thought, you know what, I can get more creative, a little bit weirder than that. So I'm like, how about if you have a bunch of zombies from The Walking Dead and some people dressed as Batman fighting over a giant banana in the ocean? And it came up with it. Then I thought, what about the car Kit from Knight Rider playing roulette in a parking lot with a transformer in front of a Wendy's? What would that possibly come up with? And I'm like, okay, interesting. They didn't get Kit right in it. Transformer does. And the spelling of the businesses seems to be a little off, but fairly close. So next I was like, what about if Steve Buscemi was parasailing over the ocean full of a bunch of sharks wearing top hats that were all puking at the same time? And, well, this next one's really weird. I thought, okay, what if Arnold Schwarzenegger is being attacked by Bluey while he's trying to eat Italian pasta at Fazoli's? And on the same thing, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I wanted to see if it could possibly create Arnold Schwarzenegger riding a tricycle down the middle of the highway being chased by tons of bears all wearing top hats. And the more and more I go, the weirder I got. It's just trying to break the system, the AI. But in every case, it actually kept coming up with it. Next up, I was like, what about a chibi ninja version of Rainbow Dash eating tacos at Taco Bell? And it came up with this. And, well, we all see what's behind me. I'm a fan of MLP, so I'm like, what if a Terminator? What if one of the characters from My Little Pony was a Terminator? What would it look like? Apparently this. But then I thought, that's all nice and neat, but what would it do possibly if me? I already know it's got my image everywhere. That's the one thing people are worried about, is stealing people's images. But, I put in there and say, okay, what would I look like if I was an Icelandic death metal singer? And it came up with this. Honestly, I think that turned out really badass. I mean, we're like, but then I decided something a little bit more odd and abstract. Like, what if there was a bridge made out of human teeth? What would that possibly look like? Apparently this. And then all of a sudden, people got around me at work and in other places. They're like, hey, I got a suggestion. And my friend's a big wrestling fan. So this next couple are going to be wrestlers. He's like, what would it look like if you have Randy Macho Man Savage and Hulk Hogan, and they're done up and dressed up to where they're Mario and Luigi? What would they look like? Apparently this. Then I thought to myself, what about some other characters? What if Indiana Jones is riding a bicycle up a hill while a eagle's trying to poop on him? What would that possibly... There's no way it would possibly come up and generate that, would it? Well, it did. This is what it came up with. And I thought, okay, how about Hulk Hogan riding a zip line across the Grand Canyon while eating a slice of pizza? And my buddy's like, wait, I got another one. How about Stone Cold Steve Austin and Kurt Angle riding an elephant drinking a glass of milk together? And then I thought, well, what if Brock Lesnar was sharing a giant chili dog with Mike Tyson while it's raining puppies? Any way it would generate that? Yeah, it did. Then I decided for something, I'm not political at all, but someone asked me just to see if it would do it, and it did. It was like, what would it look like if Homer Simpson was punching Donald Trump in front of a train full of zebras? And I also thought about Mike Tyson. What would Mike Tyson look like if he had like 30 arms? Then, it's a video game channel, so I had to throw some video game characters in there, and I thought, what would Kratos look like dressed up as a ballerina dancing on a glass table? And it came up with this. Then for the last couple, I decided to just go balls to the wall crazy on this one. I put in here on hopes it would break the system, something there's no way it could possibly do. I put in there and said, make me look like Dolly Parton holding an AK-47 while smoking a hookah in a farmer's market. And it came up with this. And last but not least, my boss asked me for this one, and I thought it turned out to be the funniest one, so it's at the end. He asked me, what would it look like if you had Smurfs on stripper poles smoking joints at a Lynyrd Skynyrd concert? And I put it in, and it came up with this. In the end, AI is a very powerful tool. It's very weird. And we all know that a lot of people have actually said this. The AI isn't really generating anything new. It's just taking images and pictures of stuff that's already got stockpiled and data mined and combining it together. So AI is not really able to create anything new. It's just able to take content and modify it. And I made sure to try really wacky pictures here. That way I could actually have it on YouTube channel, because as long as you try to do it in a creative style, AI generated images are allowed on YouTube. I double checked before I made this video and upload it. But in the end, these were just some of the wacky ideas I came up with for some AI generated pictures. Are there any that you would like to see? If you would, leave it in the comments below what you'd like to see, and I'll actually try to make them up for you and show you. But in the end, that was my short little AI endeavor episode. Just want to have a little bit of fun with it, and I tell you what, you can go down a rather deep rabbit hole when it comes down to that sort of thing. They even have one now, if you speak your voice, it can make you sing any song around. And I am not trying that one yet, because that's just a little bit too freaky and weird. But in the end, please leave in the comments below if you like this video or not. Have you messed around with AI? What are some of the weird, wacky images you've come up if you messed with it? If you like this, please give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe to my channel. And of course, here at Double Dog Gaming, we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.